The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. This is show number 577, and we're going to get started right now as we have tremendous real estate professionals with us once again today. And we're going to start with Sherry and Jonathan McNabb. Their company is Nest Ahead. Sherry and Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Welcome. Well, good to see you. First of all, Jonathan, let's tell people about the company Nest Ahead and what you do.
So we focus on both residential and commercial. We are a husband-wife team, but we also have other agents that work for us as well. We're based out of West Houston, and I think our backgrounds really help us tie into helping both our buyers and our sellers.
And you're the broker-owner of the company, correct?
I am, yes, sir.
And Sherry, from your perspective, give us an idea how, as a husband and wife team, you work and help buyers and sellers in both residential and commercial.
Sure. Part of it, as he said, is our background. Jonathan's background is legal. So he spent many years working as senior legal assistant for a large law firm. My background is insurance and tax. And so both of those things come into play when you're looking at real estate transactions. Legal is very important, as is detail about all things home related or business related if you're looking at commercial.
And as you talk about legal and insurance, I'm seeing a lot of fine print flash before me. So I would think that's a great asset as you help buyers and sellers out there to have maybe a better understanding than the average person or family as they're looking at real estate.
Yeah, definitely helps. My background is I worked for a federal criminal defense law firm for over 15 years, and primarily what we did was real estate fraud. And so I got to learn the industry of what not to do. What would take the FBI coming knocking on your door. So I'm very black and white when it comes to rules, to regulations. My background is negotiation, and so I think that comes into play as well.
In fact, I was looking, you have a master's degree in international business.
I do.
Give us a quick word on that, and especially the international part, how that comes into play.
So all of our listings, we also market not only domestically, but we also market all of our listings internationally. And we do so because we feel like the more eyes on every one of our listings, the better. And we have buyers. There's HER puts out reports every year about buyers that are purchasing from overseas. And we feel like if we can get eyes on our listings in their native language, then that benefits our clients. And so I use that international business degree to help with the marketing and help connections to get the word out.
And right now, of course, we heard a lot in the past few years about people from other states, West Coast, East Coast, all over, of people moving to Houston and even Texas. But what's going on? Are we seeing anything right now internationally where we're having a lot of people coming from other countries?
Yeah, so we're still having people come in. With the rates the way they have been here recently, thankfully the last week or so they've been coming down. But a lot of cash buyers from overseas have been looking in our area, and they want a good investment. Some of the countries are looking for places for their kids to go to school, for instance, and so they look at properties here in the Houston area because we have nice schools here.
And as you talk about marketing and international, how are people? Are they finding you from these other countries, and how do you do that?
So we use several services to get our listings internationally. Again, everything is translated into their native language. And so it really puts forth our listings in front of the eyes of potential buyers all over the world. And so we do have people reach out to us based upon those listings that are thinking about buying here in the Houston area, and it helps us obviously help them find a home.
In fact, I'm thinking we just had someone reach out to us from Buenos Aires that actually heard the show.
Nice.
And this person's coming to the National Association of Realtors convention. I believe it's November.
Yes,
so it should be interesting to see the international presence of other brokers and realtors in these other countries. I'm excited about that. Sherry, give us a word on some of the things that you're doing alongside the company and as you're helping the buyers and sellers.
So one of the things that we really do with every client on the buy side, for example, is we sit down and we really take our time going over the process from start to finish. We've talked to so many people that said, "Hey, we've bought real estate before, and we've never sat down and actually looked over the contract. We've never talked about, what our wants are versus our needs. We've never really had this process. It's always been very salesy, but with his background not being sales and mine being more customer service based, we don't really have the traditional approach that a lot of realtors have.
And of course, as the years go by, even months, things are changing all the time in real estate.
Yes.
So if I'm someone that just purchased a home 7 years ago and I get back in the market and say, "Hey guys, list my home," there's some updates that they need to know about.
Yes, there's a lot of things like that come into play. We are also very fortunate to live in a very diversified area. We are really close to the Harrison-Fort Bend County lines, is where our office is, and it's just the multicultural atmosphere in our area is phenomenal, and so that's one of the other reasons that we like the international marketing approach, is because our children go to local schools where there's 17 languages spoken.
Wow.
So just as an example.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, as far as the Katy area, do you do much in Katy?
We do quite a bit in Katy.
Give us an
Yes.
idea what's happening in the market in Katy right now.
Well, as you know, school just started. And so typically, and it usually goes like this every year before school starts, things pick up. And they, especially because Katy ISD is a very popular school district to be in for the Houston area. And so we see quite a bit of an uptick in activity. Buyers and sellers, people are trying to get situated. If they have families and children, they are trying to make sure that their kids are enrolled in the right schools and on time and things like that. So it's picked up quite a bit and probably will continue to do so. It'll fall back before Thanksgiving.
So right now, let's say if I'm a seller, I want to sell my home, and I'm in the Katy area. Now, there's a lot of different spots in Katy, but I don't know, what's the average days on market, or how do you see the home selling, or how do you counsel the seller right now to say, hey, this is what the market's like right now?
Yeah, average days on market can really vary based on your community. So it can be very different if between communities, even if they're all in the Katy area.
The days, months of days, we're about 4.2 worth of inventory, where the Houston is about 5.4. So our homes are moving. We've got less inventory than what all of Houston does. But it comes down to how the home is presented. The buyers right now want to move into a home that is ready to go. We're finding a lot of buyers, they have a lot of options. And so if they go through 5 homes, they're finding out which one has got the most updates, which one has less work to do. And that's not just Katy, but that's all over the Houston area. And, it's the sellers getting the home ready to go, having it presentable. And so we really focus on that time with our sellers. I would say when we get hired, we generally don't list a home for a couple weeks because we're working with them to get their home prepped, make sure You got good curb appeal. The home is clean, and it's got the necessary updates.
In my neighborhood, it's interesting. I've seen homes, all these homes, at least in my immediate area, were built 92, 93. So they all have needed updates years ago.
Yes.
And just what you're saying, I'm seeing that one home just a few houses down got a total update. It sold pretty quick. But they seem to be moving. But like you said, you got to have those updates. It's great to be in the neighborhood with the trees and all that, an established area, but yeah, and then good luck finding a contractor. Just saying. But all that said, we're talking with Jonathan and Sherry McNabb. Jonathan, before we close this segment, what else do you want people to know?
Yeah, we take the golden rule approach. We try to treat every one of our clients the way we would want to be treated if the situation was reversed. There's a lot of things that we dig into, like Sherry having the insurance background, so we dig into clue reports. We dig into things that are technically outside of kind of what we're doing, but we're trying to make sure that we have experts all the way around to advise our clients throughout the entire process.
And if someone wants to reach you, Jonathan McNabb, let's tell them the phone number, Jonathan.
That's 281-503-7117. 281-503-7117.
And Sherry, just clarify for those that don't know, what is a clue report? Is that what it's? Clue, C-L-U-E?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Tell people what that is, just in case.
So if you've ever purchased a car and you wanted to know if there were any claims, insurance claims on that car, you would ask for a Carfax report. And a clue report is basically, the Carfax report for homes. It'll tell you what claims have been filed through insurance company. Now, obviously, if you've had some sort of damage to your home and you remediated or fixed the damage yourself and did not, file a claim through insurance, then that's not going to show up on the clue report. But your major things will show up on clue reports, and then that gives the buyers a pretty good idea of the claims history for that home.
So can anybody look up this clue report?
Well,
or do you have to be some kind? Do you have to have an insurance license, a real estate license?
Yeah, I do have an insurance license. I have kept that and have had it for over 20 years. So I can run clue reports, but I'm very busy with real estate. So typically what we do is we send these as referrals to people in the industry for insurance, and they run clue reports.
But someone listening right now that says,
Yes.
hey, I want to go find out what happened at this house, they can't necessarily do that.
No, it's a process.
Okay, all right, just checking. Well, Sherry, let's tell people how they can reach you, Sherry McNabb.
Yes, my number is 713-632-4276. That's 713-632-4276.
Guys, thanks for being with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
As we continue, let's talk to Stacy Wynn. Her company is called Stacy & Co., and Stacy is the president of the Asian American Real Estate Association. Stacy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Bill, for having me.
Well, you have your hands full. Being a real estate professional, first of all, is a big job.
Yes.
And you're the broker-owner of Stacy & Co., and you're the president.
Yes.
That's awesome. First of all, let's tell people about Stacy & Co.
So I've been in real estate for about 18 years. So I started when I was 12.
Wow.
And then we have 4 agents under my brokerage. And our focus on my brokerage is learning, treating people with respect. And every transaction is not like every other transaction. So I always tell my agents, you have to put yourself in that transaction as if it was a family member. And when you do that, then you really have to take care of your family member until the end of the transaction. And that becomes more referrals, because when you treat people right, they'll remember and they refer you.
And I like that you said that. It's said many times that, yes, every transaction is it's like a fingerprint, it's like a snowflake, it's a little different than the last one. But it really is, and that makes a difference in the journey for the buyer and sellers, right?
Yes, absolutely. And especially with, I guess in my culture, Vietnamese, we have a different set of like cultural differences where an American buyer or seller would not understand feng shui, or if the back door faces the front door, that's not good because money goes in and out. And so as an agent, you need to be well-rounded and be prepared to work with each client individually that fits their needs. And that's what I always tell my agents, that you have to learn about their culture, what's important to them and their family, and that's how you're able to help them.
That's a good point, too, because a real estate professional in Nebraska, California, New York City, all have to have certain tools, and being able to navigate the cultural differences and to be able to work with and please exceed expectations for the various groups here in Houston. That's an extra set of expertise that you all have.
Yes. Correct, yeah.
So as far as right now, geographically, when you're helping buyers and sellers, the last 20 transactions or so, Stacy, where have you been the most?
So I've been the most in Katy and Westview, and then we also focus in Sugar Land as well. So those are the 3 locations. And also the Heights, because I have newer agents, so they're tech savvy, they're very social media driven, so a lot of our clienteles come from social media as well.
Give us an idea. What's happened? I haven't heard about the Heights. We haven't talked about that in a while. What are you hearing from your agents about the Heights?
So the Heights have a lot of newer, smaller developments and little pockets here and there. Obviously, we know the big Heights, that's already been overdeveloped and full. And so now we're hearing about just where the art district and closer to TSU, that area, that's not considered the Heights, but it's the up and coming area that a lot of young professionals are moving into. And so those are the areas that my agents are focusing on as well.
And as you mentioned the Vietnamese community, you speak Vietnamese as well, right?
Yes, correct. Yes, I speak it fluently.
2 languages, English and Vietnamese?
English and Vietnamese, yes.
And I can be silent in 7 languages. Just saying, no one cares. But
that's it.
That's it. So that said, as far as the marketplace right now, you mentioned Katy, and I'm hearing Katy's doing pretty good. What about Sugar Land? How are things there?
So Sugar Land has always been a place where families go to buy homes that have established school district, very beautiful, like established, mature subdivisions. So that area, I think Sugar Land will always be a great area for families that are looking for that family feeling, but also be near a lot of shopping centers and just a lot of eateries. And Sugar Land, I guess, now with all the big developments, they're kind of trickling into Richmond, Texas as well. And that's not too far from Sugar Land, maybe 5-10 minutes drive. And so I don't see Sugar Land going anywhere anytime soon. That's a great area to live in. And the taxes are low and the schools are great.
So are they lower in Sugar Land, the taxes?
In certain parts of Sugar Land, the taxes are about 2.1, 1.8 sometimes. Yeah.
Well, let's tell people also, as you are the president,
Yes.
Madam President, tell us about the Asian American Real Estate Association and what you're doing there and what it's all about.
AAREA is a nonprofit organization. Our focus is being the liaison between professional real estate agents and professionals and building that bridge between the general public and also businesses around the Houston real estate, the Houston real estate community, to help the community understand the transactions better, to get more understanding of where the real estate agents, what learning they're getting from HAR. And we also partner with local nonprofit organizations such as Kids Meals to provide meals for kids who otherwise wouldn't have meals if they didn't go to school. And then we also work with Home Depot to provide tools for veterans. And so all of our profits from memberships and galas, that all goes into helping better the community in Houston.
And is this an organization where you meet on a regular occasion or a regular basis? How does that work?
Yes, so we have bi-monthly lunches that provides learning for the professionals, and we have speakers coming from HAR, commercial side, and also the residential side. We also have CE classes that help other agents better themselves through learning and networking. And then we also have the spring gala that we host every year, and that brings out about, oh my goodness, at least 1,000 people.
I think I've seen posts on Facebook of that. It looks like I want to go next year.
Yes,
that's going to be
you
awesome.
should.
In fact, I want to go to one of your meetings
Sorry,
every 2
it's
months.
every 2 months.
Okay, I was going to say.
Sorry.
I might come just for the lunch.
Yeah, it's twice a month.
So, do you have a website so people can see the events for
yes,
the
we do.
association?
It's aareahouston.com.
That's AAREA
Houston.com. Correct.
Okay, so that's going to put that on people's radar. Yes. Now, as far as if someone wants to become a part and join the organization, can anybody join, or you have to be a real estate professional?
No, we welcome everyone. And it's very multicultural. We come from all backgrounds. And then you're free to join. It's $125 for real estate agents, but it's $175 for affiliates. And that gives you a year of membership.
So if someone maybe owns a business, restaurant, whatever, they can join.
They're all welcome.
So that's a great community, and it's good that you're doing things to help the community here in Houston, Texas.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, what's coming up that's exciting maybe in your next meeting? Is that next month or the month after?
We actually have a luncheon coming up this coming Tuesday, and we're working with Precinct 4 to bring out professionals in Precinct 4 to give us just updates regarding what's going on around Houston. Also just safety features, because I know a lot of people have been concerned about all the crimes that we've been seeing. And so we're having a panel of professionals to tell us about what's being done, what's updated in Houston.
Situational awareness is always so important for everybody of every age in every city, but certainly right here in Houston. We're talking with Stacy Wynn. Her company is Stacy & Co., and she is the president of the Asian American Real Estate Association. Stacy, before we close the segment, what else do you want people to know about real estate or anything else?
I would just say that in Houston, we are so blessed to have such a diverse city, and just to have that opportunity to meet so many people and to learn from so many cultures, that real estate, it's just a very small part of Houston. But I would love for people to know that we're just friendly and kind people in Houston. And, being in real estate for so long, I've met so many people that you learn from. And so I hope people come with an open mind, because it's a great place to live.
Well, as far as your entrance to real estate, what was it about real estate where you said, because you could be doing a lot of different things, but somewhere along the way you said, I want to be in the real estate profession. What was the motivation?
That's a funny story. So I was a banker for Wells Fargo, and my mom had contracted to buy a townhome, and the realtor was supposed to help her because he understood the language. Ended up selling her a condo that was worth $30,000 with an HOA of $500 a month. And I just thought, I wonder how many other people who have language barriers, who do not know what's going on, who've sought a professional and ended up being in a situation that she was. And that totally changed my mind, and said, I need to do this, because if I can help one person, and if that one person can help another person, or if I can mentor someone that would do the right thing, then that trickles down to a lot of people who are getting the right help.
Way to go, Stacy. And thank you. Let's tell people how they can reach you, Stacy Wynn.
Okay. My number is 832-741-0985. And it's stacyandco.com. It's 832-741-0985.
Stacy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
As we continue, let's talk to Vladimir Victoria. His company is called Realty of America. Vlad, welcome to the show.
Pleasure being here, Bill.
Well, here we are, your company, Realty of America. Let's tell people what your company does and geographically kind of where you're doing it.
Yeah, Realty of America, we just joined them. We moved from eXp Realty to Realty of America about 6 months ago. We are located in Pasadena. We have offices all across Houston. Right now, Realty of America is about 2,800 agents nationwide, and Texas being pretty much the forefront of that. We run Astro Point acquisitions. We are an investor-friendly company, and we've been able to do a lot for the investor community within our office.
And as far as you mentioned Pasadena,
Yes,
those
sir.
listening outside of Houston, we're talking about Pasadena, Texas.
Yeah.
Big difference,
Yeah, yeah.
Pasadena, California. But that said, what's the market like? Have you been doing some transactions there lately? And what's the market like in Pasadena?
So with us being in Pasadena, we have a lot of communities within the refineries, oil refineries, communities within that. Pasadena has 3 major cities right there along I-25, or 225, my apologies. And we have Pasadena, Deer Park, LaPorte, ranging all the way down. Within that community, it's always active. A lot of people coming in and out of the whole community. Fast forward, going down 45, you have Clear Lake, and then going past that, you have the Water District, Kemah, Taylor Lakes, all those communities as well. And
So it's active right now.
very active, yes, sir. At any given time within the southeast area, we'll have 30 to 40 listings at any given time, and we're happy. We have a lot out there.
Would it be safe to say, though, the environment, the refinery, and the jobs there are creating a lot of the real estate action?
100%.
I wouldn't necessarily, it's not based on the school time of year and that sort of thing, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the refineries bring a lot of work, a lot of jobs, a lot of housing towards that community.
How's the refinery business right now? Must be good.
It must be. Yeah, 100% it must be.
So as far as if someone is selling a home, let's take, again, the Pasadena area.
Yeah.
Let's say a nice neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
Pasadena. How long does it take to sell a home in Pasadena these days? Would you say average?
Yeah, houses that are priced right, they're selling within average turnaround time is about 45 days, contract to closing. Especially in the Deer Park area, priced right, priced correctly, we're going under contract within our first 14 days on market.
It's got to be priced right, Vlad?
Yes, sir, 100%.
I don't care where it is.
No, it has to be priced right. Yeah,
It has to
today's
look
market.
good, price it right. Now, let's tell people, as far as you have this investment arm of your company, and it's
Yeah.
called Astro Point Acquisitions.
Yes, sir. We run Astro Point Acquisitions. I'm one of the co-owners. Me and Michael Morgan, we own that. Within Astro Point Acquisitions, we take pride in all of our listings. We go into a 4-step option for the listing routes. We offer from cash to creative finance to an equity listing all the way down to a traditional listing. And we give our sellers 4 different options in order to sell the house, so we can come in and be that standpoint before they go to, let's say, an Open Door or a big box cash company that they find on Google and stuff like that. We can explain to them the difference of working with a local professional rather than working for a company that's not based in Houston, Texas. And we're able to pretty much explain to them the way that we work versus other companies, and then help them out with just any different options that they're looking for at the moment.
So that sounds pretty nice. And how do you balance the work between the two companies? I guess they lend them so that it's harmonious already, I suppose, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir. So within the two, it's just strictly what does the client have that we can offer them? So do they have a distressed property? Do they have a situation? Is there maybe a death in the family? Do they need to sell quickly? Is there a quick job location? Or if none of those are the factor, cool, let's go ahead and let's toss it on the traditional market and go that route. And it's pretty much, what's the big situation? Are we trading time for money or money for time? It's a huge teeter-totter effect.
And I'm glad you mentioned distressed properties,
Yes,
because
sir.
I think as people drive around, I know when I'm driving around
Yeah.
and I see a home that's obviously in some kind of distress, maybe vacant, maybe not even vacant, but
Yeah.
just not taken care of on the outside.
Exactly.
Then you say, wow, if it looks this bad on the outside, inside can't be too nice either.
Yeah.
So, but you wonder when we see these properties, how do they get sold? And that's what you're.
Yeah, so that's where we come into play.
Yeah.
We come into play. We actually find these sellers that, sometimes there's situations where sellers don't know they own this property for maybe an heir situation. They don't know that this property is here. They don't know how bad it is. Maybe there is some type of situation where they just need to get out. They need to get out. They need to get out pretty quick. it's really just the main thing on motivation, what they have, what do we have to offer.
So right now, if there's someone that has a distressed property or just doesn't want to make it look nice for whatever reason,
yes, sir,
you might be the guys to call.
Yeah, we're the guys to call. We've been doing this going on about 6 years now. We help out probably about 75 to 100 different homeowners a year, strictly go that cash option. Outside of that, if it is a listing that, is more of a nicer listing and doesn't need any work, we're always going to recommend, let's go ahead and get your top dollar and go on the open market and go that route.
So it's kind of interesting. You're not just helping distressed property. You're doing all
We're
the
doing
things.
all above, yes, sir.
And that spectrum or your menu sounds
sir.
like it's a nice offering to help a lot of people.
Yeah, in my office that we run, that I own and operate out of, I have 18 agents that are in there, and about 5 of them are strictly focused on investment, helping and buying only for investment properties, if that's distressed, or maybe they're selling distressed properties to our investors. We only have about 5 agents in that realm, and then the others are traditional listing agents or traditional buyer agents, and they're helping traditional stuff on the open market, houses that need work. Maybe we have someone relocating from another city, coming into Houston, maybe whatever type of work they have going on, we're just focused on that.
Do you see investors from other areas, other states that want to buy? They say, hey, we want to fix that up ourselves, but what do you have that's
all the
distressed?
time? Exactly. Yeah, so we have a couple of investors right now that already have multi-million-dollar portfolios in other states that are coming down looking to regrow that same portfolio. On the way here, I had a phone call from one of my investors that we have, and he has a 150 house portfolio in Ohio, and he's looking to reciprocate the same exact turn that he has down in Houston. So Houston's a hot market.
It's connected to everything, it seems like.
It is 100%. Yeah, it is.
So as far as the investor, where are they coming from, these outside investors? We know about California.
Yeah, California's
where
a
else?
big one. California's a big one. We've seen some people from New York, Florida. Florida's a big one. They're coming from everywhere pretty much. Main thing, California, though.
And usually, are they cash?
Yeah, majority of their cash or hard money.
See, I think it's, as we look at and hear so much about rates, yeah, we're here, they're dropping a little bit. Maybe that's going to stimulate things. Maybe it already has. However, I think in the last couple of years, the people with cash have been having some fun. I'm just guessing.
100%.
And they're poised to accelerate.
They have a little bit more leverage. Yeah, cash buyers have a lot of leverage compared to traditional financing.
That's fascinating. So give us an idea. What are some of the other things we should know, Vlad?
Within the community, we're able to just help out a lot of different options. If you're looking to sell your house, before talking to anyone else, reach out to us. We can help you out with different options.
What about first-time home buyers? You doing work there?
Yeah, first-time home buyers are great. There's a lot of down payment assistance right now, grants out there. We have great lenders that we work with that specialize with that can help us out with those
situations. So let's say right
situations.
now, Vlad, there's someone out there that never bought a home before and they hear this broadcast, and what would you tell them that they need to know as a first-time home buyer? What's some of the most important bullet points where they could say, we weren't really thinking about maybe we should buy a home?
Yeah, the best thing is there's a lot of new construction coming around, especially with the development of 99 freeway. We have been noticing a lot of people are moving out of the cities and going towards Dayton area, and they have so many.
Where's Dayton?
Dayton is right outside of Baytown area. It's probably about 45 minutes from downtown Houston, and it's blowing up. There's a lot of new construction all across the city that we can help out new first-time buyers into getting. First-time buyers, they have a lot of different options for grants, low down payment, maybe seller contributions, builder contributions. There's a lot of different options at the moment.
And I think you have an advantage too, Vlad. You have a great name. People could remember.
Yeah.
Vladimir Victoria.
Yes, sir.
And they don't remember your first name. They got Victoria. 100%. They're like, hey, I heard of a guy right there. That's awesome. So
I appreciate that.
VV.
Yes, sir. Yeah, VV is my initials. Yeah.
Well, Vlad, let's tell people how they can reach you.
You can reach me at 281-838-9753. You can go onto our website at astropointacq.com, and you can submit your property there if you wanted to go ahead and sell it. And once again, my number is 281-838-9753.
Thanks for being with us, Vlad.
Thank you, Bill.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance. With a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance, and I bet he has another list of some kind, but I could be wrong. Welcome, John.
Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. We're gonna take a break from our lists this week, and just to remind people a little bit about us and what we do. We have a relatively new offering that we make available to the real estate firms that we work with. Real estate brokers and independent title and attorney agents. But it's an insurance plan assessment. What we would do is we'd sit down or over the phone or Microsoft Teams or Zoom with a real estate business, and we would take a look at the policies that they have. So between the experience that our advisors have and some technology that we have available to us, we'll provide an analysis of their different insurance plans. So if they just have errors and omissions, or maybe they have errors and omissions, general liability, and cyber liability as an example. We'll do an analysis of all of them and then come back and let them know. Are there areas where there could be a bit of a concern? Are the policies and the coverage excellent? Or are there gaps that could be a significant concern? And share with them that because we feel like that it is critical that folks are properly insured and they understand the coverages that they do, then they don't have. So when life happens, because it's going to happen, that they can get back to normal as quickly as possible.
So it's something new.
It's relatively new, yes. We've been doing it for a few months now, and it's been very much well received. That it's we come back with a very formal presentation. The folks we're working with can get a feel for just that. In this portion of your coverage, it can be extremely solid, but there may be some gaps. We worked with a law firm recently that does majority of their work on real estate, and their errors and omissions policy was a good policy, but it was very generic, and it wasn't specific to the real estate work that they did. And we were able to find them one where the language was such and the intent was such that was very specific about what they were and were not covering. So it eliminates any particulars of the, he said, she said. It eliminates any confusion or maybe fogginess of the policy, that it's very specific. So, we were able to do that, for that law firm. And then we've also had real estate business clients where we've seen some very significant gaps in coverage. And we're able to point out what those were, and then at least that allows the firm then to make a decision on if that's a concern, then we can help them solve that problem. If it's not a concern, then at least they understand that there's a gap in their coverage and they just need to be aware of it.
Well, and kind of a little bit behind the scenes, these kind of innovations are not unusual when you're led by Tom Carpentier and all the people on your team. You're always thinking of innovations and ways to improve the customer service experience, and also how to always add more value.
Well, we truly believe that we feel like our language kind of demonstrates who we are. So we have clients and not customers. Customers tends to be very much of a transactional aspect. Working with the clients, much more a relationship aspect. You're working with an advisor, not an agent. So we're not solely out there to sell you a policy. If it makes sense, we would love to be able to do that. But our advisors are going to find out first and foremost what's important for you. So we're building plans versus just selling policies. So whether it be one specific policy or several that could come together, we're going to build something based upon what your needs are at this point in your life, whether you be a real estate business or an individual or family. Those are kind of the drivers that we have to make sure that, again, people are properly insured. And all that means is at this point in your life, whether it's your business life or your personal life, the coverage you have meets the needs that you have, and that you understand what the coverage provides and you understand what the coverage doesn't provide, and you're comfortable with both.
Well, certainly you're helping the real estate brokers all around Houston, but are you helping those outside of Houston with this approach? Yeah,
so we've worked with real estate firms all over the country with the insurance plan assessment.
That's pretty awesome, John.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're seeing some really good responses from it. We believe very strongly in the idea of needing to give to get. that, we've got to demonstrate and show value, and then we've earned the right to ask for somebody's business. But before we have the right to ask for their business, we've got to earn that right, and this is one of the ways that we can do that.
I think one of the other dynamics I'm thinking about right now, one of the things that this show, I believe, among many things that this show provides is, in your world, as you're reaching out to the brokers here in Houston, beyond, other states, other cities, I think it's fascinating as we get to learn how the markets are different, what their challenges are in, Sulphur, Oklahoma, Hot Springs, Arkansas, New York City. The challenges are different, and that's going to be fascinating, and it enables us, as we learn whatever our role is, it enables us to do our job better, whatever it is.
You're exactly right. I mean, there are different parts of the country have different needs and specifications, and some are just driven by the market, and some are driven by, governmentally, that, in certain parts of the country, there are going to be certain bonds that potentially could be required, or certain levels of coverage that can be required. So understanding that can be critical, but also then understanding kind of what the market needs. We're working with a specific division within the real estate world right now on pulling together some professional liability coverage for that industry. And one of the things that we found was they're basically two hats that these individuals wear, and one of them was really covered very well and one of them wasn't. And the other is the coverages that they did have, the liability limits didn't meet the requirements of the title companies that they were working with. So we've been able to find them coverage that covers both hats, so both responsibilities, but also have the liability limits that many of the title companies require, but at a premium that's still going to be affordable.
Fascinating. John, what else should we know?
Well, if you'd like to be properly insured, whether it be your individual insurance or your family insurance, or from a business perspective, we'd love that opportunity. And you can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. You can learn more about us at stewartinsurance.com or email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
John, I was on the walking trail the other morning, and someone recognized me from the YouTube video. He said, I too want to be properly insured. What number should I call?
The walking trail number is 866-798-2827.
One more time, just for the fun of it.
866-798-2827.
John, thanks for being with us.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Well, we always like when members of our Stewart team right here, especially in Houston, we have Mike Snyder joining us once again as he leads the charge here for sales in Houston. Mike, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Bill. It's good to be here.
Well, you always bring great stuff. So what's on your mind today?
I try. So today we talked a lot about international business, and I just wanted to say that's something Stewart, we are very well set up to close international transactions. So we have escrow officers that speak multiple languages, if that ever helps anyone in your party, and we're always looking for escrow officers that have language skills. Would love to have somebody that can close transactions, for example, in Arabic or Hindi. That would be great. But yeah, bring those international transactions to Stewart Title.
It's interesting. At one time, not that long ago, we had someone that spoke Russian and Ukrainian.
Yeah,
in one of our offices. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. And you speak one of those languages, give me a call, and we'll see if we got a market for you.
That's very possible. And of course, many people don't know, Stewart is an international company. We're traded on the stock exchange as STC, and we are an international company in certain countries and, all around.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll help you through all those transactions like FERPTA and some of the new Senate bills, the Texas bills, help you kind of navigate those waters a little bit and just help you get those international transactions closed.
And Mike, if someone wants to know anything about sales in Houston or needs one of our business development people and they want to reach out to you to know more, what's the number?
713-261-0472. That number again is 713-261-0472.
Mike, nice to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Bill.
And speaking of great business development people, here he is. He brought Stacy Wynn on the show. Kevin Davidson from the Sugar Land and Fort Bend office. Welcome back, Kevin.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, here you are. What else should we know, Kevin?
Real quick, if you guys don't know yet, my Sugarland office, which was in the location it was in for over 20 years, just recently moved about a month, maybe 5 weeks ago. So
Wow.
we didn't move very far. We're only like a block down from where we were, but now we're at 1 Sugar Creek Center Boulevard in the Co-America building on the corner of Derry Ashford and 59.
So easy to get to, easy on, easy off.
Easy on, easy off. It's right on the corner.
5 weeks, so right about now you're settled in pretty nicely, I'm guessing.
I haven't really been there a whole lot, but yeah, we're settled in. And so, yeah.
Well, you are helping the real estate community certainly very well in Sugarland and Fort Bend. Kevin, let's tell people how they can reach you if they want, and someone wants to sit down with you, learn about the marketing aspects or anything else. And of course, they want to bring their contracts to those 2 offices for sure.
Yeah, so I represent the Stewart Title Sugarland and the Richmond office, and I can be reached at 832-654-0527. That's 832-654-0527.
Nice to see you again. Thanks for being with us,
Thanks,
Kevin
Bill.
Davidson. And they are back, Sherry McNabb and Jonathan McNabb. They are with Nest Ahead. Welcome back, Sherry and Jonathan.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much.
All right, as we close the show, guys, what else should we know? We'll start with Jonathan.
So I would say if we have agents that speak multiple languages with us. So we also have agents that are fluent in Spanish, Vietnamese, and Mandarin. And so if you would like somebody to know your native language, please give us a call.
3 of my favorite cuisines. I am really hungry about now, but Mandarin. Okay, that sounds awesome too. So Sherry, what else should we know?
So I would just like to add about our buyer consultation that we do take about an hour and a half for every buyer consultation that we have to go over the entire process from A to Z.
Sounds like a very thorough session.
It most definitely is. So we really want to know, get to know the buyers really well, and we want to know what their circumstances are. So it is definitely more of us asking the questions on the front end to get to know. It's a lot more in depth than just, what is your budget and how much do you want to
Where
spend?
do you want to live? Yeah.
Right. So we try to really drill down to get to know everything about them, so that the better idea we have, the more accurate we can be with our recommendations and things like that.
And Sherry McNabb, how can people reach you?
713-632-4276. Again, that's 713-632-4276.
Thanks for being with us, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
And now we welcome back Stacy Wynn. Her company is Stacy & Co., and she is the president, again, of the Asian American Real Estate Association. Stacy, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. Thank you, Bill.
So give us an idea, what are some of the duties of the president of your organization? Just when you flip the hat from helping buyers and sellers from Stacy & Co., and then you put your role as the president, what's entailed?
So a lot of community outreach, meetings and networking opportunities. And then I also work closely with HAR and their global advisory group. And we work on different events that help educate the general public about real estate in Houston.
Well, even being connected with HAR, that's a whole other thing, too, because they're involved in so many things. But as a practical matter, you seem very organized, very successful. What are some of the tips that you would give in general to someone just to handle so much? Being a real estate broker and agent is one thing, a lot of responsibility, and then leading an organization. How do you do it from a time management, personal note?
I think I live on my phone and my calendar, event calendar, but also finding a good balance between professional developments and also personal developments. I also have 3 boys. And so between
3,
yes, twins that are 9 and the baby is 8. So, just kind of balancing everything and doing everything 100% is how you balance it. And
You have twins.
Yes.
You could write a book on so many things. I'm thinking right there.
Yeah, so real estate, it's easy after
That's-
having 3 boys.
It's like being a Marine and coming in like, hey, what are you going to show me? Yeah. But the twins, that has to be fascinating.
Yes,
Do
I
that-
have Irish triplets because my third one is very close to the twins.
That's wild. So do any of the boys right now have any aspirations to real estate, or they say, hey, Mom, it looks like it's interesting what you do. Maybe do they?
They ask me, do you work for a living? Because they're like, you're always looking at pretty houses and going to meetings for AAREA. And I said, yes, I do work for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think, I pay for your basketball, your football classes? And so, yes, they like seeing houses. They've done a few open houses with me
How
because
cool.
they got to earn their cereal money somehow, right?
So awesome. Well, Stacy, let's tell people how they can reach you.
Yes. My number is 832-741-0985, and my website is stacyandco.com. 832-741-0985.
Do you want to say hi to these 3 boys? I bet they're listening.
Yes. Hi, Bryston, Brenner, and Brentland.
There you are, study hard, fellas. Thanks for being with us, Stacy. And he's back. Vladimir, Victoria. Vlad, welcome back. Almost rhymes, but it doesn't. So, Vlad, what else should we know here? What do you want to tell people?
Yeah, we really just want to tell people that if they want some different options, if they are selling in today's market and want some different options, reach out to me. We can help you out. And if you are an investor in today's market and you are looking for your next project, reach out to me. We'll also help you out.
When you're helping investors, it's interesting that you mentioned the investor that has things in Ohio and also Texas. It sounds like certain investors don't put all their real estate money in one geography.
Yeah.
Is that do you see a lot of that? Is
We
that
have
a
seen
smart
that
move?
with a lot of our big box investors, with the ones that have major, massive portfolios. Yeah, they're always looking to expand, especially whenever they're looking for the next move.
And also the other thing that strikes me, look at what you're getting to learn as far as broadening your own knowledge to be able to help buyers and sellers, but
100%.
also to help yourself as you learn about real estate and investing.
Yes, sir, 100%. Yeah, with a lot of the agents that work with us, we teach them how to become an investor themselves, because one day in real estate, there's always that retirement that has to come up, and if you don't set it up now, you're going to be working in real estate forever. So buy the real estate, we'll deal with everything else later, and we'll figure out how to create these portfolios.
If someone's out there thinking, and a lot of people do, I think, on a regular basis, I want to invest in real estate in some ways, rent a house, whatever it may be. But what is one tip that you would give someone if they want to invest in any of the categories of real estate? Is there one thing that we should know or 2 things? What would you say?
One thing that we should know is buy it at the number that we talked about. Consult your real estate professional. They'll help you out. They'll help you find the numbers that you need to get it at. Don't overpay for a property if you don't need to. And emotion. Emotion is a huge aspect when people are buying real estate, is especially for investment purposes. They get emotional with the property. No emotions in real estate. This is an investment. It happens, and it comes up, and it goes down, and we all deal with it whenever it happens.
So don't be emotional. I think you're saying don't be emotional.
Don't be emotional. When it
Mr.
comes-
Spock.
Yeah.
It's this. It's that. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Vlad, let's tell people how to reach you.
You can reach me at 281-838-9753. Again, that's 281-838-9753.
Thank you, Vlad.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett. All of us at Stewart Title and Stewart Insurance, we appreciate you listening. And I know you're saying, hey, I want to see the show. I know you make a video. Simply go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio. There you'll find this show that's recorded. You'll see the video of all the great guests. In fact, you'll also access the show archives going back to hundreds of shows at stewart.com/radio. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Real estate matters every Sunday at 5 on AM 950. Feel that real estate vibe. Streaming nationwide on the iHeart app. Join the conversation.